Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? Happy to be here with you today. We are going to be making a really cool project. I decided that this lantern looked like an old-fashioned camping lantern, and of course when we camp at night in the summer there's fireflies, right? So it's just the perfect, not only is it elegant, it fits so many different facets. It's just a fantastic little bundle. Mine is the photopolymer. You can also get the stamp set in cling mount if you prefer. But I wanted to make a treat box, and what better to put in a camping treat than s'mores, right? So this is my s'mores treat box. I went and found this king size Golden Grams s'more treat. So you have the graham crackers, the chocolate, the marshmallow, all in one treat bar. It's fantastic. I got these at Dollar General. They're $1 each, and they are a great gift. If your kids are in the Scouts, it's a great gift to give the leader for any occasion. They go above and beyond for our children, and it's always something nice that you could do for them. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make this fantastic treat box that is holding our Golden Grams s'mores. Okay, I have chosen to use the Pretty Prince DSP, which is fantastic. It comes in a few colors in the same package of designer series paper. I chose the Evening Evergreen, and my box is basic black. So let me grab my Simply scoreboard, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Let me move this stuff out of the way and move my box over to the corner. The piece of cardstock that we're going to use, I couldn't get 2 out of a sheet. I tried really hard, guys, but I was off by a 1/4 inch on either side. And so you're only going to be able to get 1 out of these. If you enclose the box without having this tab function, and you make the side that you glue the box together a 1/4 inch instead of a 1/2 inch, you can fit it. I just thought it was too much, and I wanted my box to have a tab to push in. I didn't want to seal mine. So if you seal yours, or maybe use a Velcro dot there, I'm not exactly sure. You could get away with 2 out of a sheet. But I think this is a pretty special gift, and you do have quite a bit of cardstock left over for another project, for the other lanterns, if you're going to make cards and do black lanterns. So it doesn't go to waste, right? So it's okay. I mean, this is a pretty special treat, I think, and it's worth a sheet of cardstock. All right, so again, it's 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. So it's not that perfect half sheet. It's very close, but 8 3/4 by 5 3/4 of basic black cardstock. So on the long side, we are going to score at 1/2 inch, at 1 3/8, at 7 7/8. Then we are going to rotate it a 1/4 turn clockwise, and on the short side we're going to score at 1 3/4, at 2 5/8, at 4 3/8, and at 5 1/4. Okay, and I'm going to bring it up here so that you guys can see the score lines. Hopefully with my lighting in here you can see them. So those are your score marks. That's what they look like. Let's move the board out of the way. And I'm going to do some cutting right away. Okay. Normally I burnish first, but today I'm going to do some cutting first. And then we will go ahead and burnish. So let me grab my scissors. I usually use my thick bladed scissors, but today I'm going to use my paper snips. I don't know why. It's what I used when I first made it, so I'm just going to roll with it. So I want to get rid of this thin piece right here, that thin score mark. That's the tab that we're going to glue. So we only need that one tab. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that one away, and we're going to get rid of these at the top here, okay? So let's get rid of these. And we're just going to have a tab right here. See, there's my tab, okay? So that's the first cut. This is going to become the bottom of the box, and this is also going to be angle cut. It's going to be my tab. So I'm just going to go ahead and angle cut that, and then I'm going to straight cut here because this is going to be the flap of the box and it needs to be straight. So there's that tab right there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. This piece needs to be straight, and then this is going to be the tab. So we will angle cut the tabs and leave the rectangles straight so that they cover nicely the bottom of the box, and it's a nice and square or rectangular. So there is the bottom, okay? Now, this section here is the tab that's going to flip in, so we don't need anything here except for this tab. So let's go ahead and come in from this side, and we're going to straight cut this right along this piece, okay? And we're actually going to straight cut this tab here. So we're going to go down to the second score line, okay? Now we can cut away this section right there. We're going to angle cut this tab, and we're going to get rid of this square up here, okay? So there's the one tab. We're going to get rid of this square here, and we're going to also tab this piece and this one, and we're going to cut straight up here, okay? So this becomes our top flap, and I'm going to trim it a little bit, just slightly. I need to angle it just a little bit more here. I didn't angle it quite enough. Okay, so there's that. We're going to angle cut the piece that flaps inside, okay? So let's angle that. And now we can go ahead and do our burnishing. So that's what our box looks like when we've cut all of our pieces away. Let me go ahead and do the burnishing now, okay? So this tab's gonna come in, and this tab is gonna come in. That's the side of our box, and this is the front of our box, and this is the back of our box, and there's the side. So there is what our box looks like. Okay, this is the bottom, so let's go ahead and burnish our bottom tabs. That's what's going to close our box. And then this is our section that's going to fold in like that. And then this tab is going to hold our box in place. So now that we have our score marks, that's what it looks like. See if you guys can get a screenshot of that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue our box together, and then we will put all of our DSP on it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is on this skinny piece, we are going to put wet adhesive. Let's grab my silicone mat. And we're going to fold that piece in, put adhesive on it because it's going to get glued inside of our box, not on the outside. And I like to put plenty of glue because I just want to make sure it's super secure. I'm going to hold that in place and I'm going to bring this over the top, okay? And I'm just going to push it back and forth with my bone folder, really getting that adhesive to adhere. All right, and there is our box. Let's go ahead and put our DSP on here. Now, for the designer series paper, I told you that I've used the Pretty Prints paper. So we have 2 pieces of the Pretty Prints paper that are 1 5/8 by 6 3/8. And then we have 2 pieces that are 3/4 of an inch by 6 3/8. And then we need 1 for the top of our box, which is 3/4 of an inch by 1 5/8. So those are your 5 pieces of DSP. So let's get our DSP out of the way. Hopefully you guys got a screenshot of that. We're going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back side. This designer series paper is so beautiful. It comes in so many colors. It has really the perfect name, Pretty Prints. And it looks like the leaves have been printed onto the paper. It's just gorgeous, and then they've been lifted up off of it. I'm gonna put that lighter section near the top. So this is the back of our box here. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach that and make sure that all of our edges are even. That's the back. Let's do one of the sides. Such gorgeous DSP. See why I use a silicone mat? Because I make mistakes all the time. All right, so let's go ahead and put this side on as well. And we're gonna flip over and do the other side. So let's do this piece. And then the front panel will be next. I think that this paper looks fantastic with the black outline. It really helps to pop this beautiful print on here. And you can see even the side that I'm putting the glue on is gorgeous with these splotches. I'm really gonna miss these end colors. Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. They're beautiful, but this is our second year with them. I really can't complain, but oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. All right, so there is that paper. Isn't that paper exquisite? So now we have our DSP. We need to put one right here on the top of the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it flat. Let's attach our little small piece. So again, the DSP dimensions are 1 5/8 by 6 3/8 for the long panels for the front and the back of the box. For the sides of the box, they're 3/4 of an inch by 6 3/8 of an inch. It's a big king size cereal bar, so it's pretty long. And then the top is 3/4 of an inch by 1 5/8. So 3/4 by 6 3/8, 1 5/8 by 6 3/8, and then the top is 3/4 by 1 5/8. You only need one. I didn't put anything on the bottom. I wanted the bottom to designate that it was the bottom, so I left that one as is. So now that we have all of our pieces here, I'm gonna trim slightly these edges so that they will fit easier into the box, about 1/4 of an inch off each of these pieces. That's how much I took away. I wanted them to be a little bit shorter. It just helps for them to slip in the box. If they're too long, they have a hard time going in, and it'll prevent our box from sitting properly. And then of course this tab is going to come in with it like that and form our top. Now our bottom of our box, the part where the tab goes in, that's the back. So we want to make sure that this front is the last flap that goes in. These two pieces are going to go first. I do like to put a little bit of glue on my tabs so that my bottom of the box has something to grab to. So I'm going to go ahead and push that in. Then I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on that flap and attach our front flap onto that. And then we're going to use a ruler because this is a pretty long box and my bone folder won't fit in. So I'm just going to grab a metal ruler and I'm just going to just push that down inside and make sure that that adhesive at the bottom really grabs our box. Now the front is not, the top's not getting adhesive because we need to be able to get in and get our treat, right? So we don't have to worry about that. You just want to make sure that your bottom of your box is nice and square. And I'm not sure that I'm happy with the squareness of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift that and put a little bit more adhesive and square it up a little. There we go. Perfect. And again, one of the reasons we don't want our bottom to have any paper on it. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and put our s'mores treat. So what I did was I smushed it all the way up to the top so that all this bulk, it has really a lot of paper in there. So I didn't want that to kind of be in my way. So if I put it in the bottom of the box, then I don't have to worry about it, right? So let's go ahead and push that in there. All right. And then the top flaps, I'm just going to turn these two sides in and just push them to the back here. So there is my treat. You see I have room in the top of the box for that to flip up. Okay. We're going to put in our sides. Make sure that they fit on either side and that our front flap fits in there nicely and closes. There we go. So this is the back, this is the front of our box. So let's go ahead and sit that down like so. All right, time to decorate our box. So I used the silver specialty foil pack. I used soft succulent for our grass. I stamped in soft succulent, and I used basic black for our little fireflies here. I used a scrap piece of vellum that we're going to put back here behind our lantern. 2 greenery pieces stamped in soft succulent with soft succulent ink. I've used Evening Evergreen. I love this ribbon. It's so beautiful. It's an open weave ribbon. 12 inches of that. And I've used a scrap of soft succulent and stamped the sentiment, "Thanks for lighting the way." So that's my stamped section. I went ahead and fussy cut my grass ahead of time. My hands are not the best right now, so I just didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me fussy cut very slowly like I do now. Same with the die cutting. It's hard for me to position my dies and it takes a while, so I didn't want you to have to put you through that. But these two have been die cut with the dies in the set. This is the die for this leaf. And this is the die for this leaf. So let's go ahead and get our lantern put together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some wet adhesive at the top and the bottom section of the lantern on the back. And that should get that vellum to stick, and then we can trim it away. So let's see. That's pretty good. Grab that, get that to grab, I mean, and stay glued down. Oh, I moved it around too much. Let's try that again. Come on. Let's stick to our piece. Press that down good. All right, so while we're figuring this section out, while we're waiting for that to adhere, we can go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of our lantern. We can also figure out how we want our grass to fit at the bottom and put adhesive on our grass. So it looks like these little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points are going to be glued, not the 2 outer ones. So let's go ahead and put adhesive on this, and we'll attach our grass to our lantern, and then we'll put dimensionals on the whole thing. Or I can try anyway if I can get the glue to come out. If not, I'll grab another one. I have plenty of glue here. All right, so we have a little bit of glue there. Let's go ahead and grab our grass and figure out how we want the placement to be. I want the grass to kind of be down at the bottom of this box, but I want my lantern to look like it's in the grass. So right about there is good. Let's go ahead and stick those down. And while we're waiting, we can also attach, color in our lantern section here. On the back, I'm using Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend. And we're just going to go back and forth a few times to fill that lantern with some light. The nice thing about Stampin' Blends is that they dry. They evaporate into the air and dry really quickly. So this should be lovely on the other side. Yes, nice pretty glow. Make sure we get some over here. All right, let's go ahead and trim that excess away. So we're going to come in from the side here. And trim that extra. And then we will go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of our lantern to adhere. All right. Fantastic. All right. Sorry guys, if I'm out of camera, I apologize. So what we want to do here is we want to put some dimensionals onto our lantern piece, onto our grass. That's good. Maybe a mini at the top and the bottom. Put a mini up here. And let's put a mini here. And maybe another one here. All right, so there's that. Now we need to go ahead and figure out where we're going to put our leaves on our piece. So let's grab that. We're just going to sit this right there temporarily. You can see that the lantern sides hang off a little, so we don't need any adhesive on those because they're gonna stick up off of there as it is. I wanna rub that glue. I think I had a little glue residue from my grass onto my lantern. There we go. All right, so we gotta figure out where we want our little leaf pieces to go. So this one's gonna go here. Perfect. And this one I'm gonna have to trim the end. We'll tuck that like that. It's fine that it fits off the side. So I want those at the top. Let's see if I can lift up my dimensional and stick these 2 pieces under that piece. Let's see if I can lift up this side. No, I'm gonna have to put a mini there. Put a mini on this side to hold this one in place. Well, that didn't work out so great. Let's pull this one off. I should have thought about that sooner, shouldn't I have? Let's pull that one off. We'll put another one. It's only a dimensional. It's not like, you know, gold. All right, so let's stick this one like that. And this one like this. Let's flip them over. And then we'll attach that with that dimensional. That's perfect. Yeah, that looks amazing. Okay. Fabulous. Love it. So now we can go ahead and attach our lantern to our box. So I'm going to grab my take your pick tool, pull these backs off. Our fireflies are going to go on over the top, and we're going to add a little wink of Stella to the leaves and to the fireflies because, you know, you need a little bit of bling, right? Even on a camping project. So let's go ahead and attach our grass first, then our lantern. Our leaves are just gonna kind of sit like so. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of wet adhesive, just a tiny bit, to hold that one in place. And let's put one right here to hold this one. Just a tiny bit, we don't need a lot. Just hold those in place. I'm gonna paint the grass and the leaves with the brush tip here of the Wink of Stella, kind of right over where I stamped. I think it's such a pretty touch, this Wink of Stella. If you go over your leaves, it gives you just a little touch of glitter. It's hard to see on camera, so you guys probably won't see it, but in person, it really adds a special touch to your project. You just have that tiny little bit of shimmer. Wink of Stella is a pretty cool product. There we go. Fabulous. We'll do the fireflies in a few minutes. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is, this is where our words are going to go. So let's go ahead and angle cut those. So we'll do that one that way. And I'm going to go, I guess I'll do it the way I did the first one. There's those. Let's get rid of this. Let's add some black mini glue dots to the back of our fireflies here. Yes, mini glue dots, not mini glue dots, mini dimensionals and regular dimensionals. It's a combo pack. You get regular size and minis in the same package, and they come in black, which is fantastic. When you're using it on a dark surface, it's nice to have the black so that if you look from the side, the black shows, and it just hides the dimensionals better. Let's go ahead and tie our ribbon next, and then I can put my words. So I'm going to wrap this around. It's 12 inches. And we're just going to hold it like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just bring this through. Don't mind me the way I'm tying because my hands don't work so great. So we're gonna make a knot, and as you can see, I'm just slowly, and I'm not gonna pull it super tight because I just want that really pretty piece right there. And let's go ahead and trim the ends with my ribbon scissor. So there's that one and this one. All right, and then let's get some dimensionals. We're going to slide this up a little. Let's put some dimensionals right on our box. So we'll put one there, one next to it, and we'll go ahead and attach our sentiment onto those dimensionals. Thanks for lighting the way. This is a perfect gift for a Scoutmaster or troop, Den Master. All right, and let's pull off the backs of our black dimensionals. You can see how you can't really see them on my fireflies there, but we're gonna go ahead and attach them onto our project wherever I feel that we need a firefly. And then we're going to use the Wink of Stella. Let's put one up here near the, and then let's put one at the bottom. How about maybe flying up like this? Fabulous. All right, a little Wink of Stella, a little bit of sparkle. We got to put it on the firefly section, right? The part that lights up. Let's do that on all of these guys. Let's light up the tail. And here's this one. All right. I'm also going to add some iridescent rhinestones because I think you can never have too much sparkle. So I'm going to use the little ones. And let's put one up here. Maybe right here in this hole. And let's tuck one, yeah, right here maybe. I like this spot right here in between the leaf pieces. All right, so there's our iridescent rhinestones. I will bring the project up to the camera so that you guys can see, hopefully, the Wink of Stella and the little sparkle from the rhinestones. I will fix my mat that I have just made quite the mess with because I'm so good at that. As I work, I just kind of get so excited. I wiggle everything around. If you guys have not checked out my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, I do post every day. So even if I don't have a video on YouTube, I always have something on my website for you guys to check out with the same bundle that I use for a week, or stamp set sometimes that I use for an entire week. So there's always lots of inspiration on there. So if you haven't checked out my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, please check that out. It's INKYHANDS, plural, hands, warm, hearts, plural. I appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, I hope that you like this project. Lighting the way is the bundle that I have used to make this fantastic project. I'm going to bring this up. See that cool little sparkle on the fireflies? And I don't know if you can see it on the leaves, but it's so beautiful. It's hard to see Wink of Stella on the camera, but hopefully you can see that there's shimmer on the leaves and on the grass. All right, guys, thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I hope that you enjoyed the project. Definitely share my video, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe for more content. I appreciate you guys being here. See you next time. Happy stamping!